Yo, there we go. What's good with y'all? Hey, this gonna be the video for today. Shit, we got some Tate reaction. The reason why I ain't do the Piers Morgan one because I already did that one on the Foreign Pill podcast. So if y'all want to see that perspective, make sure y'all go tune into that. But in this one, we got Andrew Tate Uncensored interview, bro. This man hopping on interview after interview, bro. Hey, I forgot what stage 2 of his plan was, but shit, I guess this is it right here.
Yeah. And you know, when
I like the video too. Fucking mad.
16, and I was doing a bit of googling. Yeah. I came across some, you know, interesting books like Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy to me because I'm 16 and I'm thinking there's this whole other world about investments and business and entrepreneurship, which is completely not taught at school.
Completely. I need some Lucky Charms, bro. Y'all gonna have to wait a minute. I need some Lucky Charms. I need some sugar. And I'm back. I told y'all to stop giving me some Lucky Charms. Alright, bro. The Piers Morgan interview. Hey, I hope this more of an interview and not an interrogation like the Piers Morgan one, bro. That one was sad to watch.
Because that's not, and it's interesting to say that because I have this saying and nobody seems to understand. I say money's not real. And people say, what do you mean money's not real? It's not real. Money's not real. This number's on the screen. It's not a real thing. And once you start putting systems in place that generate huge sums of money, and once you get to the point where money basically has no value, like I do, I can go buy a Ferrari today and my bank balance will look basically the same. It doesn't change. Money isn't real. It's just numbers. It's all fucking invented. It's printed from the sky. It's garbage. You just have to find a way to make people understand your value, and yeah, it can just appear from absolutely nowhere. And I went from completely broke to hundreds of millions of dollars. And I know what you're saying in regards to this other world, because there is a subsect to humanity. It's kind of strange. When I was broke, when I was on a council estate in Luton, I thought everyone was poor. And now that I have money, it kind of feels like everyone's rich. I go to buy a plane and they're like, no, I'm sold out. Don't you fucking sold out of planes? I go to buy a Bugatti and they're like sold out. I'm like, all the shit's
Who are these people?
Yeah, everyone's bought everything. Like, and it's crazy how many people out there have such ridiculous sums of money, truly ridiculous sums of money. There are so many rich people in the world, and it's kind of like your reality is based off. It's the Matrix, right? If you're broke, everyone's broke. If you're rich, everyone's rich. And a lot of people have this separation. I was lucky to live in both worlds, but a lot of people have this separation. So.
And most people in that rich world are quiet about it.
Yeah.
Maybe because, have you noticed as well with the media, in every movie, the jerk is always a rich guy. Yeah.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And not much watching a lot of movies, bro. If you ask a random broke person, bro, they just gonna be. I like the way a rich person is looked at. It's like they looked at as bad people, and it's not true at all.
You know, Titanic, Jack's poor, but the narrative. I don't know if it's the same. You grew up in America, right?
Well, but you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself from obviously crime. You have to protect yourself from governments. You have to protect yourself from backlash. A lot of people do not see the risk reward of being so loud and so vocal.
Yeah.
I do in my particular circumstance. But yeah, it'd be easier to be quiet about certain things.
The only thing more annoying to British public about someone being rich is them being rich and vocal about it.
And that's the and I understand why. But I mean, I built absolutely all of it myself. I started, like I said, from a council estate in Luton. I did all of it myself. And it's interesting you said about discovering that other world, because I always knew the same thing. When I was going to college, we're talking about the two routes. There was A levels and BTEC.
College.
College, BTEC, like the trades, or there was A level to go to university. So I did a separate path to you. I was going to the A levels to go to university.
And the way most people look at rich people, bro, it's just like, instead you got a rich kid in your class, bro, like, it's like they have like people trying to play on him because like he rich and stuff like that. And it's like they're not looked at as the same, right?
And I was walking to school, to college.
I mean, which they can't be. They're like, they like.
I drove past, and I said, "Bro, you see that?" And he goes, "Yeah, what about it?" I said, "Doesn't that piss you off?" I must have been 16. He goes, "Why?" This dude has 400 G's for a car, 400 grand. I'm walking 4 miles to college because my mom hasn't got any car. He has 400 grand. Do you think he works a job? Do you think he's fucking behind a counter somewhere? He knows something about the world that I don't know.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, he's rich. I'm like, yeah, I know. I didn't say he wasn't rich, dummy. I'm saying he knows something about the world I don't know. And I was intrigued, and it angered me. I couldn't sleep for weeks. I was pissed off. Every time I saw somebody with genuine money, I understood that everything I was being told and taught and
Y'all know what's crazy? I literally got the same mindset, bro. Just not as like mad as he is, but like it's like it do kind of piss you off that you not there, bro. It's like you see somebody like driving around in the new Lamb truck, bro, and I'm riding, bro. It's crazy, bro. And like in my head, it's like I want to get there. I want to be there, bro.
They were trying to make me believe just simply wasn't true. I was like, this is bullshit. None of these people are getting these things by following the path that the system is trying to make me follow.
Absolutely fast.
And everybody intrinsically knows this. If you go to if you're at BP, you're at a petrol station, and I pull up in my Lamborghini, nobody goes, wow, he went to school. He studied hard. Right. They fuck. They're like, drug dealer, gangster. And they do that because they know that the easiest way to amass wealth is to break the rules, because the rules are not designed to allow most people to make money. You can make money within the rules, of course you can. But most people don't. Most people who follow the path, work, consume, die. That's it.
Yeah.
So I always knew the same thing as you, and I knew there had to be another way. I knew that just working for money was a paradigm that wasn't true. And then you understand making your money work for you, and you understand delinking your time from money. You start learning to understand these things, but eventually you build a system, and you build an ecosystem like me. I have 60 or 70 people work for me all around the world. And things just happen and money just kind of appears as long as everything's well organized.
Do you think that it's kind of becoming more well known though, entrepreneurship and how to get into business now than it was like 10, 20 years ago?
It's certainly easier to make money now than ever before.
I think so.
Oh, it's easier than ever before to make money. I meet so many fucking 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds, kids with an e-com store or some crypto garbage to make quick, fast money now is almost easier than it's ever been. Now, that has advantages and disadvantages. I was talking to a young guy the other day, and he was 22, I think, and he caught a crypto pump. He made like $4 million in the last bull run, and now all the coins have gone down, whatever. He sold some. He has like 1.5 million. It's like, oh yeah, so I'm waiting for the next pump. I was like, bro, the problem with you is you've now been ruined for life because you're 22, you made easy money, and you think that you don't have to ever do any serious work. Yep. You also have no skill. Problem is with the crypto pump, it doesn't teach you anything. You didn't learn sales, marketing, staff management, stress tolerance.
You need that.
Nothing. He doesn't know how to do anything.
Even though I'm kind of happy, I mean, even though I don't like the process of getting this, because I hate waiting, bro. I just want it like now. Like that's how bad I want it. Like I want it now, bro. But it's like at the end of the day, like bro, it's like what you got to do to get the money. It's like, you know, the important part.
So he's just sitting there, just gambling.
You got to go through the trauma on the problems.
And he's 22, and his ass is never going to want to get a real job, and he doesn't have any skills. So I think he's in a lot of trouble, truthfully. I made this clear to him. So it can be a detrimental thing. It can be a bad thing. But in terms of making money, it's certainly easier than it's ever been because we live in a global marketplace now. You reach the world, and all you have to do is have a message worth making people listen to. The hard part about making money today is that we live in an attention economy. You have to garner attention from people. It's difficult, right? Because anyone can start a YouTube channel. but it's getting the views that's hard. Right?
Yeah.
So you have to be talented enough and skillful enough to garner attention. But if you can garner attention, then you can make money. I think that's the new modern way to view the world. It's an attention economy. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're getting attention, you'll make money from it. And I think that's
True.
what's happening en masse.
Just as well, because when I first started getting interested in investments and stuff, I'd start going on courses, getting mentors. Because if you want to be good at anything, you need a coach.
Yep.
If you want to be, you're a world champion kickboxer.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would have been impossible if you hadn't have paid for a coach.
Absolutely.
Right. And all my friends at the time were saying to me, "Oh, that's so risky.
Yeah.
What are you doing?" And I'm thinking, you're going to uni to study drama. For 4 years, and I'm learning about property and investments.
Exactly, bro. There's college students, bro. They got a book of people that I just graduated in college, late night studying about absolute bull crap, bro. Oh, about geometry 13 or whatever. I got a geometry 13 test this Friday, bro. I'm learning about real shit in Hustle University. I'm learning about stuff that's helping me in my life. I'm learning how to make some money. The real stuff, bro. And they probably not gonna learn how to make money until after those 4 years is up, bro. So college is a waste of time, bro. And like I always say, bro, time is something that the rich understand that the poor don't, bro. One of your most valuable assets you could ever, bro. It's the most valuable asset, bro.
Investing in yourself, especially learning from somebody who is already doing what you want to do, is not risky. And you're right. The people who believe that's risky are just stuck deep inside the matrix. Because you're right. They're going to pay £60,000 for a degree. Exactly. Nobody. Bro, the people that keep telling me go to college, bro, they are so stuck in the system, so stuck in the matrix, as most influencers will say, bro. That is insane, bro. Why would I spend $60,000 a year, bro? $60,000 plus a year, bro, just to get a piece of paper that said I took a class, and I'm probably gonna make $20 from doing that class as a real career. It's a waste of my life. It's a waste of my time, bro. And secondly, it's always kind of been amazing to me. You talked about kickboxing. I
didn't really think time was that valuable, bro. But it's just I don't know. Like my decision on college, I don't know, bro. But I'm happy that I did not go to college, bro.
Go learn kickboxing. I expect my coach to be able to fight. If I want to go learn piano, I want to see my piano teacher play piano. But people will go to university and learn business.
You will be surprised.
This from a dude who's never had a business, who's broke.
My mama trying to make me go to school for business, bro. Most of the business, which we call them, bro, most of the business professors do not have money. They not making money from a business, bro. They making money from teaching you stuff that they think how a business should be, bro. They don't know nothing about, bro. It's so hypocritical, bro.
It's just like it's clown world. It's stupid.
I mean, hypocritical. It's dumb.
Education's becoming decentralized, which is actually one of my products, so I'm going to talk about it. But education is becoming decentralized now with the internet.
Hey, y'all do better join Hustle University. You pay $600 a year, not $60,000 a year. You pay $600 a year, but it's $49 a month. Very cheap. You learn a lot. Hey, I told y'all my first 2 weeks of being up in there, I made $150, bro. As of from that, I haven't really made money yet, cause my lazy ass. I still got some habits that I got to get rid of. So that's totally my fault.
The smartest thing you can do is look at somebody's life and go, this guy is living or he's doing exactly what I want to do. I'll learn from him. That is the smartest thing you can do, as opposed to just going to these traditional educational systems. Because the reason university is such a massive scam, and I've said this a million times, is because it exists in an echo chamber. It doesn't exist in fair competition. The reason universities still manage to function is because they'll give children loans to go to these schools, but you're not allowed to use the loan for anything else. If I were to say to the average 18-year-old, here's 50 grand. You can either start your own business, you can buy crypto, you can buy mentorship from you, me, another millionaire online, you can fix your house up or your parents' house up, you can buy a nice car, or you can go get a degree. And you were to give them the 50 G's. How many people do you think would choose a degree?
Nobody.
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 Zero. So
at
they
all.
link the loan to the degree.
Yep.
So the choices are...
freaking explain. I know stuff like this, bro. It's why one of the reasons why I chose not to go to, bro. I know stuff like that. I just have a hard time explaining it, because I understand the system. I understand the traditional way. High school, college, get a degree, make $20 an hour. Bullshit, boring life, broke, boring, cheap, stupid, boring, cheap life. Nobody wants to live that, bro. I want yachts. I want Lambos, Teslas. I want money. That's what I want.
Come open the door, bro.
Why?
Y'all locked the door.
Who's yeah? That was your sister.
Why you let her lock it?
Oh, wow, I let her lock it. I'm up the steps.
Bro, y'all came in at the same time, didn't y'all?
Catch the keys. I'm tossing them out the window.
Bro, come on, open the door.
You see?
So I better tell her stop locking the door. She keep ignoring me. Like, ain't nobody coming to open it.
It should have been your responsibility to make sure she didn't lock it. Y'all in the bird? Oh. Whatever. Who was that? He said thirsty. That bitch said he too thirsty. That dude's stupid. Hey y'all, we gonna react to this full video tonight. Don't forget, I just ran up 3 flights of steps. An hour for this. After they said an hour, then I'll switch to Twitch and I'll stream on Twitch for an hour. So we're gonna do 1 hour of this on here, and we're gonna switch to Twitch for the last hour. If y'all wanna get the full reaction, and chopped up clips is gonna be on the Pee Wee Reacts up there that y'all see on the screen. Go show some love, subscribe. All right.
Don't get the loan at all, or get the loan and go to school.
Yeah.
Which means that the universities don't exist in fair competition. There's no fair competition within the entire educational system.
Well said, Tate.
Nobody would
Well
choose it.
said. Well
It's such
said.
a terrible choice.
Yeah.
It suffers from double
Bro,
inflation.
the way this man articulate, bro, and explain stuff is so understandable, bro. Cause me, people like me, I've been woke a little bit, bro. I just had a hard time. I just didn't have nobody agreeing with me, so it literally made me feel like I was stupid. It made me feel like, bro, because I was the only person thinking different. I didn't want to do the traditional way. I don't want to be making that little bit of money that they pay me. I don't want to be working by the hour. I want to work on my hour, nigga. Alright, I'm tired.
It's more expensive every year, and more degrees exist every year. So the value goes down, the price goes up, year on year on year on year. It's a total waste of time.
Yeah.
But children are bored, and they think, well, I don't get the money any other way, so I may as well take it.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole education.
And the parents also egg it on.
I actually have my own university. I'm relaunching it. I'm changing the name.
The moment I told like people like my old teachers that I seen, my parent, like the moment I told bots like people that I'm not going to college, what? How dare you? What? Why you not going to college? That's the dumbest decision you could ever make. Why you not going to? It's the smartest decision I will ever make. I want to live financially free. You dig?
And that's going to be relaunched.
And not just that. I want to live the life I want to live, bro.
University that teaches 18 modern wealth creation methods, and it's purely online. And we teach a different way to make money than perhaps the traditional system. And
Hey, shout out hates you.
it's cheap. It's like $50-$60 a month. For me to take,
It's not
for me to get
50-60, bro. It's $49 a month, bro.
100,000 students like I have now at $60 a month is not impressive. What's impressive?
It's not even 60. It's $49, bro. He going $10 above. That's $600 a freaking year. That's slight. I'd rather pay $600 a year and learn about real ways to make money than pay $60,000 and learn about bullcrap. Trying to hear a business teacher tell me how to start a business and he don't even got a successful business. Like, how can a business teacher teach you something about business and they don't even own a business or don't even got a successful business, bro?
Giving more value than the $60 a month. They can go and spend that $60 in Nando's or buy some coffee or do anything else they want with it. But they choose to go to my school because I'm existing in a fair, competitive environment and I'm outperforming. A university, you can't do that. All these other
Well
universities can't do
said.
it, they're all a fucking scam.
Yeah, they're probably comparing it to university where you're literally paying 30 grand to learn from someone who's being paid 30 grand to get 30 grand.
It's all a scam, yeah. Whereas what we're doing is actually, teaching people. We have massive success stories. Obviously, we have a lot of people who are making a lot of money. We have all the reviews, everything on the website, cobratate.com. But the fact that people have a choice, they don't have to invest in my university. They can take that money and spend it on anything else on the planet, and they still see my university as worthwhile.
Yep.
That's how I know it's a competitive.
100%.
So you think there's a place for university there?
If you want to be an architect and you have to study architecture,
Whoa, baby.
And lawyer, lawyer. Doctor, and
you
doctor.
decide. I personally
not
never
none of
knew
that.
what job I wanted.
Your mama better take care of your
These
shit,
people
bro.
seem to be very passionate about a particular trade. I just wanted to have a lot.
Doctor.
If you just say, look,
My
I'll pay
lady
you
tell
$1
me to go
million.
to the doctor. Every time I'm hurt, you know what I do?
What you do?
Tell her I'm gonna go, and guess what I do?
Don't go.
I
Lord.
like going to the hospital. I don't trust them people.
Oh, you don't trust him?
Cause they killed my uncles. Both of them.
You sure they killed your uncles?
They killed me.
How you know that? The people be trying everything in their heart, bro.
Nah, bro.
Every doctor that I ever seen, like my mama friend, bro, they literally, bro, be emotional after they lose a whatchamacallit, bro.
They wasn't emotional when he left. We was.
And bro, you don't know if them people was emotional or not, bro. They probably left out the building crying, bro. You don't know that.
He was not emotional.
Let's not paint the doctors as a bad picture, bro.
We're not painting them as a bad picture, but they killed them. They killed both of my uncles. And I don't appreciate it.
I'll pay $1 million to fly a plane.
And you got
Yeah, but if someone
Kool-Aid.
wants to be a doctor, they want to be a lawyer, go.
You should
It's not cool either.
What that is?
Sugar?
What's up, Snapchat?
It's sugar.
What's up, Snapchat? I'm on the
Snapchat.
screen. Oh, you can get the rest of my nipples, huh?
Yeah, but know what you're doing it for.
Listen
Don't go
to
to the
That's
drama
on
and
some
end up a dramatic
Nah,
McDonald's.
that's like playing basketball
Yeah,
with
or
no shirt
go
on.
study
You know
something.
what I'm saying? Like if a girl was over here just showing her titties.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Even though this
it.
is
How?
what
But we can
know
show our
is
titties. You see how double standards?
Bro,
Ain't that crazy? That's so sexist, bro.
the world is sexist. Stop fucking complaining. The world is sexist.
And
So that mean I gotta show my dick on her too?
I mean, in my experience, like imagine if I had
took
to
your
do
ass
all
on.
this, I had to get a job again, I would say,
Y'all ready to see some mandingo? I'm sexy, ain't it? I got a six pack. Your mama want me.
the environment.
Big Tiff, where you at?
You retarded.
University. Do they have any serious sales
I
courses?
highly doubt it.
I'm saying this, yeah, it's all garbage. They don't teach you anything important. They just teach anything. They teach things that are going to keep you inside the slave mind. And
Yep.
They want you to go to school, and
Facts.
go to college, and
Facts.
go to university and get in debt. And you have to be in debt, so that now you have to work. And you're working
you saying,
and
facts?
debt, and then they want you to take on more debt.
Ain't nothing you talking about facts. Nothing you saying is facts.
And then you're in debt.
This
now.
is fucking facts, bro.
Nothing you saying right now.
Think about it, right, bro? College, right?
Facts.
How the hell somebody major in business? How the hell your professor is a business teacher, quote unquote, a business teacher that don't even got a successful business? So how he gonna teach you about business if he probably much got one, and even if he do got one, it's not successful. Because if it was successful, he wouldn't be needing to be a teacher. Exactly.
He'll
He'd
be
be
teaching it like online. Like,
yeah, he'd be teaching it exactly. Facts,
I
bro.
feel what you're saying.
It's facts.
Facts.
It's purposeless if you're not going to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever the hell.
Unless he just got a kind of
debt.
heart, but I doubt it.
What, bro? What could have? If he don't have a business, he should be teaching business class, bro.
You can't really quit your job, and it's very difficult for you to
I
leave
mean,
the
that's
country.
like a math teacher
now they
don't
have
have a
now-
math class. A math.
What? What are you talking
A
about?
math
can
teacher
hold
that
them
don't have a math degree teaching math. I don't like that. Ain't it?
Nah, it's not the same.
How? That math teacher ain't got no math degree, so why they teaching math?
I mean, we all know 1 + 1 is 2. You could go teach that to some
But then you got
to anybody.
PEMDAS and all that extra.
Nah,
That's the goal. It's all about control.
Fuck
mechanisms,
school.
and the system is
A
very
math
well
teacher with an
designed.
English degree teaching math.
a
hard
math
to
teacher
be
with a
accurate.
English degree teaching.
Unless you have millions and millions of dollars, it's very difficult to even have an opinion. On
Facts.
subject. I have friends with normal jobs, and they say to me in private, "Yeah, man, I wish I could talk at work." They can't say anything. HR will wreck them. You're not.
Facts.
You're not to talk. Just work, consume.
Hey, look, I work a job. I'm not allowed to have an opinion and say what I want to say. Trust and believe. This is facts.
Shut up. Believe what you're told. That's how it is. It's clown world. It's a slavery.
I think when it comes to the finances and what I've heard you say about money, I think you're pretty bang on.
Yeah.
I know you've been
You going to sleep, babe? Good night. I thought I was tripping, bro. I like it, me.
Recently cancelled. Well, you cancelled. You're still everywhere on social media.
They can't cancel me.
You're still everywhere on social media.
They've tried.
What do you think the reason was? I mean, I've seen some of the things that you said that are controversial.
That's not why they canceled me. They canceled.
I got you in 30 minutes.
I became the most Googled man on the planet. And I had mass influence on youth, especially males, 18 to 23, 24-year-old males.
Yeah.
And those are the backbone of the police force. And we always have been and always will be. It doesn't matter if you look at modern times or ancient times. If you had to build an aqueduct or a road or raise an army, you'd go and find that 18 to 22, 23-year-old fighting age males who are the most important demographic.
First real home cooked meal in a long time.
Look at I'm sleeping most capable of doing those tasks. And they try very hard to police that demographic. Specifically, that they talk all this garbage about masculinity and the reason that they report in every single movie that men are getting beaten up by chicks, and every single family movie on Netflix, the woman's the smart one, the dad's a bumbling idiot, and all these different things is they're trying to reduce the masculine tendency to rebel to a degree because they want this subsect of the population ready to either go die in a ditch or go work for fucking nothing. And what they don't want, the last thing they want is this subsect of the population to think, because that's the subsect of a populace which causes a revolution. If millions of 18 to 25-year-old men stand in one place, that's a revolution. That's it. It's over. It's not the women marching. The women can march. That's fine. But when shit happens, men have to come along and deal with it. Police have to protect them. Women can march and have an opinion. That's great. But an actual revolution is going to be men, because eventually it's going to become violent. They don't want large groups of men standing up and going, wait.
Facts. Because they know it's powerful. They know it's too powerful. It's facts.
Took all our money, destroyed our businesses. Now the pound is falling. You're inflating us out of the market, the housing market. We don't stand a chance of ever having any kind of financial independence. You're destroying our energy sector to save Ukraine, money laundering. This is garbage. And if enough of them get in a big group in London, then something has to change. And they don't want anything to change. So they try and keep this population subdued. And I'm telling them to do the opposite. I'm telling them to think. And that's the last thing they want. So they decided, Andrew's telling the population, the subsect of the population that we're most fearful of, to think for themselves. So Andrew has to go. And they attempted to cancel me. They have failed. Now I have to make sure they don't try and suicide me. That's the next goal. Well, because what happens if you don't shut up, eventually that's what comes next. So for everyone watching at home, I would never kill myself. But yeah, it's interesting times we're living in, that's for sure.
How did it make you feel when you got removed off of all social media platforms?
Yeah,
were you upset about it? Were you?
Top G, bro. I've been around. I've had a hard life.
Yeah.
I've had a hard life. I've had a difficult upbringing. I've had very difficult situations. Even my day-to-day reality would be too stressful for 99.9% of people on the planet. Losing Instagram accounts or not.
But you predicted it would happen as well.
I predicted. I've been talking about it for a long time. I said there's no way they're going to allow me to stay on these platforms. It's not in their best interest for me to stay on these platforms. It's not in their best interest for people who watch my products, watch my content and buy my products to sit there and go, I don't need anything else. This guy's telling the truth. I'm listening to him. I'm making more money than ever before. My life is better than it's ever been. Fuck school, fuck uni, fuck you, fuck the news, fuck you. I'm following Andrew. And that's why they wanted to try and get rid of me. It failed. I've moved over to Rumble now. I'm on rumble.com. And the stock price has blown up ever since I've moved over, and I've got 600,000 subs inside of 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. So
that's big on Rumble.
Yeah, bro, it's massive on Rumble. Like no one talked about Rumble, right? So they've failed to stop me. They've emptied their clip, and I'm still here. I'm still alive. The bullets have bounced off. But that's the real reason they canceled me. I don't know if you know the story of Socrates. Socrates had to poison himself. He was arrested, and he was accused of corrupting the youth. That's why. He was tried for making the young military-aged men of Greece think for themselves. That's not allowed. You're not allowed. Since the dawn of human time, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm committing the cardinal sin. I'm saying to men, listen, they're trying to tell you X, and that's garbage.
Take control of your life, bots. That's what they don't want us to do.
The truth is Y. And that's why they decided to leave.
What do you think is going to happen over the next few years with the cost of living crisis, which is not just in the UK, it's pretty much all over the world.
Yeah.
People are literally, the average salary is about 25, 30 grand a year. Everything's going up apart from salaries. How do you see the next few years panning out?
I'm going to say this now, and I'm someone from a council estate. I don't have a clue how the average person is still surviving. I don't get it. Like 25, 30 grand a year in the current world is such a tiny amount of money. It's man, it's about to be worse than ever before. It's going to be have-nots and have-yachts. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
But it's going to become worse and worse as inflation gets out of control, as the price of assets.
Oh, the mic was muted the whole time.
The rich are going to become richer and the poor are going to become poorer. I don't think that most people, I'm going to correct myself.
That is a fact, bro. The rich is becoming rich and the poor is going to become poor. It's facts.
I know that most people don't understand economics as a whole. They don't understand money as a whole, because if the people watching this, if they all understood how all this shit works,
They wouldn't be watching it.
there'd be a revolution tomorrow. So they don't understand any of it. But it's very difficult for a government to even pretend to give a shit about the average person to me, because I understand how all this works. So the government comes along and decides to give out free money. The average person in the middle or at the bottom goes, wait, free money.
Free money, yay! Government stimulus checks, yay!
Government cares about the poor
Food
person.
stamps on my ass.
If
Government
let's
can eat a
imagine
dick.
let's keep
That's
it
what they
personal.
can do.
Let's say they gave every person in the UK £1,000. They're either going to save that money, or they're going to spend that money, or they're going to, let's say, invest that money. If they spend that money, which is what 90% of them would do, it goes to corporations, making the corporations filthy rich. The stock price of Amazon during COVID went to the moon. Everyone's sitting at home bored, just buying stuff, right?
Yep.
So there's less corporations than there are people. So let's say you give everyone in the UK £1,000. A lot of that money goes to one guy, Jeff Bezos. The rich get richer.
Amazon. This nigga
Let's say they
smart,
invest
bro.
it. Well, they're going to invest it in what? The stock market? Well, that increases the share price of companies. Who owns companies? Rich people.
Yep.
Let's say somehow 200 of these people are best friends and never argue and they get together and get £200,000 in their bank house, for example. That's still going to raise the price of housing on that street. The house owners, the homeowners are going to get richer. The people who already own things, the asset owners, are always going to get richer. No matter what you do, the people who are poor are always going to get poorer and the asset owners are always going to get richer.
Yeah.
And
Understand.
It's running away now.
Understood.
The chance of buying a home on the average salary is near on impossible. I mean, you know some hacks, you know some things about it, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know how people are surviving on this money. Because I come from a council estate in Luton, that's fine. But now I'm living in a world where I can talk a bunch of rich people stuff right here. For me, it's very normal now to jump on a jet from Bucharest, where I live in Romania. I'll go to Monaco, that's 30, 40 grand. We'll go stay in a hotel, which is $5 grand a night. We'll go out for dinner, 3 or 4 of us, that costs 15, 20 grand. We'll stay, we'll have a business meeting, and I'll jet home. I'll spend £250,000, £200,000 a weekend to go to a meeting. And I'm not the only one doing it. There's 30 other guys there doing the same thing. Like, I don't think people who are working normal jobs understand that there are people out here making such ridiculous sums of money. Mm-hmm. And that would be the hardest thing for me if I ever had to get plugged back into the matrix and work for 30 grand a year. It's not the wage, just knowing how badly I'm being wrecked. Yeah. I'd be like, knowing how much I'm being screwed would just upset me. But yeah, it's gonna get harder and harder.
It's upsetting me now. This shit pissing me off. I just want to be
It's not gonna get any easier. The government has no power to legislate money into the hands of the poor. They can take more money off the rich, or they can attempt to. We can talk about that in a second, because they really can. But they can attempt to take more money from the rich. But throughout the bureaucracy and the way the machine works and the corruption,
they think taking a little bit of tax, taking all the money away from the rich. Man, the rich, them niggas double that shit. And then they smart too. They turn it into assets. They turn it into some real estate. They buy chains, watches, expensive ass shit that's worth the same amount of money, but they just put it in safe. Them niggas is smart, bro. Geniuses.
Let's say they take 100 million.
Genius.
Easy numbers. Maybe 30 million of it might end up kind of somewhere a little bit. And then we have the same problem we discussed earlier. The poor people just spend it. It goes back to the rich people.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, it's just the way the whole system.
Well explained, bro.
The average people come to me and say, what do I do? I'm just the average guy. And my only answer is stop being the average guy.
Facts.
It's my only answer. You can't just be the average guy anymore. The idea from the 1950s.
Hey, I just became an average guy. First I was below average, but I'm at average now, so shit, that's a little bit of good. Oh, well, no, I'm not.
Average, law-abiding, hard-working citizen, and you'll have a good life, is gone.
Financial-wise, I'm the average guy.
Any man out here who goes, I'm just going to work hard, do my bit, and obey the laws, and I'll have a good life. No, you won't.
That's absolutely cap, and that's the lies that they
just
tell
doing
you.
your job is never going to make you rich, because you're just going to be taxed into infinity, and you're going to stay broke.
Yep.
So just obeying laws and doing your job.
Hey, what's good, Asta? What's good? Welcome to the stream. WW indeed, bro. Tate is a mother flipping W. Hey, what's your opinion on Tate?
Now has set you up to be a peon and a slave for eternity. You have to get yourself in a position where you're making enough money that, I'm not saying laws can be broken, but there certainly can be bent. I mean, you know this with accountancy and the way the tax laws work. You get to a certain level where it's like, okay.
Yeah, people be bending taxes.
We can twist that one around.
Arnold Schwarzenegger says, break the rules, but don't break the law.
Completely, yeah, and that's basically it, right? So you get to a certain level, and that's where it's really interesting because the average peon, their answer to all this is, we need to tax the rich. Because they don't understand how money works.
They don't at all.
And they think that rich people are out here working some kind of job that you can tax.
In fact, that's what nobody listen to me though, cause I'm just a broke nigga with no house. I'm homeless.
How do you tax a rich guy? How do you tax a rich man? Firstly, let me tell you something about myself and most rich people. We don't own anything.
Dickheads.
I don't own anything. There may be a trust fund.
Most, bro, literally, I watch a lot of rich people. They all say that they rent properties. It's because, bro, once you buy the property, right? The government could take that shit away instantly, bro. It's insane.
In Ecuador, that owns a company in Singapore that might own a yacht that I can borrow, for example. I don't own shit.
Are you Andrew Tate fans? Am I Andrew Tate fan? I mean, I am in Hustle University, his little school and shit. I do support everything he say. Everything he say is facts. So, I mean, I guess you call me a fan, I guess, but I do like the message that he put out and shit for the youth and for men, so I guess.
That's the first thing.
A Tate fans?
The second thing, you have all these different jurisdictions around the world. It's extremely complicated. How are you going to tax a rich guy? He has houses here, houses there, company here, company there, all the companies making a loss. Does Starbucks pay tax? No, Starbucks supposedly doesn't make money. Supposedly Uber's never made profit. An app on the phone with millions of cars around the world and people working endless hours for them and them getting a cut of it to run an app. Supposedly they never made profit. They never made tax. Funny how that works.
Crazy.
You can't tax the rich. It's too complicated.
You can't
tax the rich.
You really can't, bro. That's well explained too.
Just drive them into other countries. If England right now today were to announce a huge tax on the rich people would just go, oh cool, I'll base my company out of Belize. 2 pieces of paper. Fuck you.
I mean, can I push back a little bit on that point?
Damn.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you say rich don't own anything.
Hey, this nigga is putting me on game right now. Yeah, I got me a new book too. Think and Grow Rich. I'm about to read it. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna read this when I got some time.
I don't know any. I know quite a few billionaires. I don't know any billionaires that don't own stuff. All of my friends who are billionaires own a lot of stuff.
Like I literally just said, bro.
Self included. Land, property.
They turn it into assets, so you can't tax them, bro. You can't tax the rich, bro. You can't.
Businesses.
And that's an interesting way to look at it. So when I say don't own anything, I mean, I don't want to work on a public podcast here. I guess it depends on your ethos towards business. The problem with owning something is that it can be taken.
Like I just said, I'm a genius. You can't tell me I'm not a genius, bro. The moment you own something, the government could take it from you. If you own a house and you do something against the law, you do whatever, bro, they could take it from you like this. But if you rent the house, it was never yours to begin with. So how can they take something that was never yours? Huh?
In America, litigation is a big problem. Everyone gets sued all the time.
Hell yeah.
So you don't want to own anything because if you get sued, then you're going to have to pay that debt and you might have to sell your assets to pay that.
Yeah. Not if it's a company though. If it's a limited company.
Right. You could think of it like a Monopoly game, bro. If you land on somebody's spot and you gotta pay them the amount of money and shit. Let's say they got a hotel on there, you gotta pay 1.5K. If you own a house and you don't have enough money inside your pocket or your bank account, you gotta sell your house just to get the money to pay off that debt. Like, it's crazy.
This is the point.
Yeah.
People don't own anything themselves.
Okay, so they only through their company.
It's a limited company owns it.
Yeah,
a trust
yeah,
owns it.
exactly.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at the Panama Papers.
Yeah.
Look at it, and then it gets really complicated. And this is what I'm saying, where the average Joe Schmo at home has no idea
Exactly.
how this stuff
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
Because let's look at Nike, for example. Nike doesn't pay.
I understand how it works. I ain't no Joe Schmo.
Nike doesn't pay anything.
Whoever Joe Schmo is.
Why does Nike not pay tax? Well, I'll give you a very simple version. They have two companies. One set up in Belize, at a 1% tax rate. One set up in Europe. The one set up in Europe sells Nike trainers, pays all the staff, pays the stores, sells all the shoes, makes all the money, all of them, makes millions and millions and millions in profit. The one in Belize owns the trademark. So after 100 million, 200 million, whatever it is, comes into the European company. The European company has a debt to Belize of all the profit. It's not to
Yeah, right.
That goes to Belize. Then Belize government comes along and goes, give us 1%. Nothing. Go and move that. Tax paid. It's a scam. It's all a lie.
Damn.
It's all a scam. The person who gets
Damn.
fucked, it's always the same. The guy in the middle.
Yeah.
The guy in the middle is going to get wrecked. It makes me laugh when they talk about, we're going to increase taxes. When they talk about increases taxes, they're not trying to chase down the billionaire on his yacht, because they can't. They're trying to chase down the guy with an address, who can't move, can't leave, he has mortgage debt,
Yep.
2 kids and a dog, living somewhere in Sunday,
Bro.
stuck there.
This is facts.
There's a cost-benefit analysis and there's a risk return on every action that we take as humans. If I was in charge of the tax authority, I'd sit there and go, okay, we have all these millionaires and they're all on jets and they're everywhere and they have 7 passports and these complicated corporate structures. And this is going to take years to penetrate. We need money.
This book giving old
Who
school.
can we
I'm
get
still
now?
reading.
Oh, we'll get hit. Some dude. Turn up, you owe us money. How much? 50. I don't have 50 grand. I'll pay you 10. Cool, thanks. Because he can't resist it. The guy in the middle can't resist. And this is why I'm saying about having things in your name. When you have things in your name, you're in trouble. Because if you say no to that tax bill, what do they take? Your house. Your car.
Yep, like I just said, they take it, everything that
So
you
that's
own.
why, I mean, I don't know about your structure, and obviously we can't talk on an open podcast, but the richest people I know don't own anything. They don't own anything.
Yeah, the companies will.
Well, but it can get even more advanced than that, because companies can then still be litigated, but trusts can't.
Let me ask you a question then. What are you buying? What are you investing in right now? And you don't have to go into details. I know we're on a public podcast, but what sort of stuff are you making a lot of money, clearly? Where are you dumping that besides supercars?
Yeah, supercars are just, I need to stop. I have 28 supercars now. It's got to a level of ridiculous now where all the car brands just text me, hey, new Lamborghini's coming. What color do you want? And I'm like, black. I just buy. I don't even know what they look like. I just buy them.
Yeah, but I think there's one question, because there are going to be people watching this that are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, business owners, making a lot of money, and they're thinking, look, I've got this money. Where do I dump it? Where do I put it?
Yeah, but there's money and there's money, right? So it's different, because making 100 grand a week or 100 grand a month is very different than making, let's say, $1 or $2 million a week or 300 or 400 grand a day. It all depends. But yeah, that's the biggest problem. The actual genuine problem of the world now is trying to find a place to put it, especially with inflation as rampant as it is.
Yeah.
Inflation, I think they tell us.
From what I watched and seen, bro, the best place to put it in my eyes is crypto stocks.
9 or 10%.
Investing.
If you believe that, you're an absolute idiot. It's much higher than that. British pound's getting wrecked. Pound is getting wrecked.
Yeah.
So like energy prices are gonna go to the moon. On top of that, the currency's inflating, so we're just printing it because we're trying to fix these problems. And it's difficult. Where do you put it?
And that's
you
my
can
concern.
and you can put it into hard assets, but then hard assets come with a new problem, because my personal view is that I want to be rich. And then I got rich. And I realized what I actually wanted was to be free. They're different things. There's a lot of people who are rich, but they're not free. They can't say the things I'm saying on a podcast. They can't tell a government to get fucked like I can. If I were to just buy a bunch of houses in England and continue talking like I'm talking on a long enough time scale, they're gonna take them. This is the thing, you don't own houses. That's the reason I'm not a big real estate guy. People say, oh, I own my house. Oh, you own it. Let's talk about your owning that house. Go out and park somewhere, get a parking ticket. Don't pay it. Okay, so they add more money. Don't pay it again. Give you a court date. Don't go. They send a bailiff. Don't pay him. On a long enough time scale, it takes a year, may take 2, may take 3. Sooner or later, they're gonna come with a big enough piece of paper and a big enough bailiff, and they're gonna take your fucking house. They're gonna say, you owe us this money. This is your asset. Give us your asset. You don't own it if they can take it from you anytime they want. And that's what they'll do. A judge will get a new piece of paper, stamp a new piece of paper, and they'll take it. Because the governments have a monopoly on violence. And that's the true underpinning of the world. The true underpinning of the world is violence. We live in a world now, which is a society which is based on violence from the absolute ground up. Not many people look at that and understand that. And the government are the only people who are allowed to be violent. And that's why they can get away with whatever they want. But everything is violence. There's a threat of violence within everything. The reason a police officer can give you a fine and you don't tell him to piss off is because you don't want him to be violent with you. That's it. He always has that in his back pocket. They've always got violence in their back pocket. That's what the government has. So to sit and go, I trust the government, I'm going to buy this nice big house, I just think that's to a degree. Yeah, you can make money. And yeah, everything's fine. It's not
idiotic.
I'm not saying it's not.
I know.
In my situation, in my worldview, it's like I don't like having someone having that kind of control over me. So to answer your question, sorry, because I'm trying to be a professional. So real estate's difficult. The currency markets are trash. Stock market's about to go down to fucking zero. It's hard. Like, it is difficult to sit there with hundreds of millions of dollars and go, what do I do with it? Where does it go? It's hard. And I found some solutions, which I can't say on the podcast, but it's difficult.
I mean, I'm going to have to come back to the real estate thing in a second.
Sure.
Because of course I want to defend real estate.
Absolutely.
So what are you buying, bro? Just a hint. I know you can't go into detail, but like, is it Forex? Is it crypto? Is it business?
Yeah, you have to diversify. You diversify, and then you look for emerging markets.
Right.
And truly, what I'm doing now at my stage of my life is buying power. So I thought I wanted to be rich. I didn't want to be rich. I wanted to be free. You're only free with power. And in the American political system, it's a perfect example of lobbyists and lobbying.
Yeah.
So like, they will lobby for things. They'll come along and say, I'll give you an example. Why are there no high-speed trains in America? America's huge and rich. High-speed trains.
Facts. Facts.
The network is basically non-existent. The reason is because the oil companies lobby both political parties to make sure that they don't build trains. Everyone drives. Long highways, it's good. Sells a lot of gasoline. That's what they want.
That is facts,
once
bro.
you get to a certain level of money, you realize you want political friends. So you're like, okay, I want this law, or I want this law to work this way. Or I just want someone I can call if this happens to me. And you start giving a lot of money away, effectively. And you're trying to buy power, and that's the way it's always worked. That's what these huge corporations and companies do. Why do you think they're paying 0% tax? You think we could come for them if we really wanted to, but we won't. Because the whole system is so rigged. We can talk about this forever, but people don't understand the whole system is so entirely rigged. You and me are both going to run for a position. We're going to both run for, let's say, the mayor of nowhere town, some imaginary place. I've sold my soul to the devil and you haven't. So you're an honest man and you want to make the companies pay tax. I don't give a shit, I just want power. So the companies give me money. So one, I get a nicer campaign trail. Two, the companies also own all the media, so they lie about you, tell the world you're evil, like they just lied about me. They lie about you, tell all the horrible things they can, say I'm a good person. They fuck with your bank accounts, mess with you, lie with you in the media. You're trying to run your campaign. I'm fully funded. The media's on my side. Tour bus, posters. Who's going to win? I win. And then what do I do in return for the company who I sold my soul to? Don't worry about tax. Don't worry about it. What does tax that do to something? They'll pay the tax. Don't worry about it. It's a scam. It's all a lie. The whole system's a lie, all of it from head to toe. Every single thing is a lie. And I think a lot of the reason average people don't know this or pretend they don't know this is because by pretending to be ignorant, they can sleep at night. Because if they truly understood it, they'd be like, I'm in the matrix. My whole existence is a waste of time.
Yeah. No, I think the thing is, you are a straight talker, right? And that's one of the things I think so many people love about you. You say it absolutely as it is. And my fear is, if you say, real estate's dangerous, this is dangerous, that's dangerous, people will not know what to do and they'll end up doing nothing, leaving their money in the bank.
That's
so
true.
Help us out.
Okay, that's true.
Help us out.
When I say real estate is dangerous, now, firstly, you can make money with real estate. You can make money with real estate.
Bro, the way this dude, I like the way he asks the questions, bro. That's very...
I'm not saying it's dangerous from that perspective. I'm talking about my own personal ideology. My personal ideology is I don't want to be in control of a government. I don't want a government to control me. If I didn't think that way, then I'd be a lot less opposed to real estate. I mean, a house is always going to be worth something. It ain't going to go to zero. You know, it's not like a risk like a crypto or a stock that can go to zero. A house will always be worth something, and you can definitely make a lot of money in it. I'm just at the position where I just don't want to have a government to have control of me. And this recent war proved it. Look at all these billionaire Russians who fair and square bought property in London by the law paid their price, paid the stamp duty, stuck to the rules, then the president of their country did something they may not have even agreed with it. Who do they know? Do you agree with everything the prime minister does now?
No.
Neither do I. And then the British government came along and just took all their houses off.
Here's my stance. If you have gold, silver, anything, especially money in the bank, it can, if you go down the extreme levels enough, it can get taken.
Well, that's true.
Nothing on this earth is freehold. Everything is leasehold.
To a degree, there are certain things which can't be taken.
Like, you won't give us one example though, so it's hard to...
There are some things that can't be taken.
Okay, but I think that property is one of the hardest things for anybody to take. You can make I make a lot of money in property without owning it as well. Yeah. By controlling it.
Absolutely.
And also being a property entrepreneur.
I can't say you don't make money in real estate. And I'm also not saying I don't own any.
You do own property.
Of course I do. But I'm just saying that I don't feel comfortable. I don't go, bought another house. Yes, you sleep easy. Some guys do. But I think when you truly understand...
you know what I'm doing right now, flipping land and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, a few years ago, many people said to me, oh, real estate's risky. I've made millions in real estate.
I bet you have.
It's all I know.
I bet you have.
And through controlling it, flipping it, trading it, owning it.
Completely.
And my properties a lot are in my personal name. I've got a lot in company as well now. I think I'm in a pretty safe position. Now, if it gets so bad that they take away everybody's property and the world has ended and there's this massive plague and everybody's dead, you know what? I lived a pretty good life.
No, completely. And I understand a lot of people will see me as paranoid, and that's fine. But I know you can make a whole bunch of money. But the last thing, I'm currently in a situation where I don't need money. So I'm just trying to position myself in a way that I see.
Hey, I'm not really reacting no more, bro. I'm like listening, you know?
The best as possible.
Yeah.
And I don't feel
happy taking
in
in favor.
I don't.
That's the worst.
If I agree, I'm asking myself, why do I agree?
Like if I load up my bank balance and it's...
I'm probably gonna look it up later.
If that doesn't make me feel comfortable. It makes me feel the opposite. Because the one day you click on the app, sorry, contact customer service. You're like, you fuckers. You fucking, they'll just do that shit to you. So it's like, I don't like money in my banks. I don't like money in a house. It's hard. I know it's hard.
You're only insured up to the first £86,000. So if you've got a couple mil and then the bank goes bust, gone.
It's town road. But I think there's a lot that can be done. Like, I'll give away one of the things I like to do. Just one. So personally, I prefer the idea of digital real estate. Because digital real estate is not controlled by one government jurisdiction, and it can be owned by some obscure entity. So let me give you an example. Let's say I were to buy www.money.com. That's worth money. I could put anything on there and generate money, so that's worth money. I'd pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
And let's say that was owned by a Singaporean trust. Boom.
Yeah.
I feel safer with that than a house.
Okay. No, that's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because now if anyone wants to find out who owns money.com, even though I've just said it here on this podcast, they're like, look it up. Some Singaporean trust. Okay, contact the Singapore authorities. Who owns this trust? We can't tell you. Court injunction. Years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
It's complicated, and I feel like I own it more than a house.
See, it's interesting, and my attitude is you've got to invest in what you know.
Yeah.
If you've made a lot of money, you should invest in what you know.
Oh, completely.
I don't invest in certain stuff if I don't understand it.
Completely.
And even if people tell me this is a great investment, this is a great coin, I'm thinking, I'm all good, thanks. Because I want to invest in what I understand. And if you understand digital assets, I mean, for me personally, I think owning a website or a link for me would feel more risky because I can just see any minute, bang, can't open it. I'd rather own land where even if there's a war and the house gets knocked down, I've still got the land. There's a shortage of land.
I understand.
You know,
I understand.
But
and there's so many ways to skin a cat. And that's what's so beautiful about making money, right? And I completely understand that. My block is ideological. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I know that a lot of money can be made. However, let me give a caveat to that.
Oh, here we go.
I do think that most of the ways money is made on the planet, nearly all of them are Ponzi schemes. I think stocks are a Ponzi scheme. And when I say Ponzi, I mean that if you're in early, you make a bunch of money, and if you're in late, you get wrecked. Money doesn't...
Hey, do what?
Put your badges on.
I mean, you can bring it up, though. You click on it, and you can bring it up high. High if you want to. Take some off, you can put it to gold or Hall of Fame or something.
Money doesn't come from the sky. So let's look at crypto, right? A lot of people ask me about crypto. Hey, what do you think about this coin? What do you think about this coin? Most people don't understand that the crypto market is player versus player.
True that.
And it's funny because
in order to get money, you gotta lose money. True.
Launch. And they start these Telegram groups.
I mean, in order to get money, somebody is losing money in crypto.
And all the people who have bought the
When you
coin,
gain, it's somebody else
all
lost.
like acting like they're friends. You're not friends.
Yeah.
If you bought it at $1 and you want to sell it at a profit of $10, someone has to buy it off you.
Yep.
So it's not. It doesn't just come from the sky. You're selling it for more than you bought it for, right? So a bunch of people get in, money comes in, price goes up and up and up and up and up and up. There's always going to be a guy who bought the top.
Yeah.
And it never goes up anymore. Yeah. And he gets screwed. There's X amount of people at the top who get wrecked, so the people at the bottom can make money.
Yeah.
It's a Ponzi. Every crypto is a Ponzi, all of them. I could go get $100 million right now, go to England, walk around, and make a bunch of money in real estate. Because I got liquid cash. It ain't that. I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. I've got all the time in the world. It might take me 9 years. That'll go up.
Yeah.
That'll go up.
Cash is legal tender. A company can use to settle its current liabilities. For example, the money in your checking account, savings account, or money market is considerably liquid. Okay.
That'll go up. I could do it. But there's also Bob and Sally working their ass off, 22-year mortgage, 10% interest rate. When we own our home, Sally, then we'll be okay.
Don't get me wrong. I think that property is something that can be bad. I think that buying your own home, I think that the Help to Buy scheme is a scam. Because I'm a developer.
Okay.
So I build houses.
Yep.
And the Help to Buy scheme is not Help to Buy, it's Help to Sell.
Yeah.
Because basically the people that are getting bought into the Help to Buy, the government are loaning them the money, they have to pay it back.
Yep.
It's only applicable to a new build.
Yep.
It's only applicable if you live in it.
Yep.
So it's really to encourage the developers
to
build and flog off their stock at an expensive price.
Yep.
And then the people that are buying it, the second that they buy it, it drops in value because it's a new build.
100%.
They've got to live in it. They're in negative equity. They're finished.
Yep.
So the Help to Buy scheme, I guess, is a way of investing in property, or not even investing, a way of buying property. I don't think you should do that. I think that before you buy your own home to live in, I do own my own home.
Yep.
But I only bought it last year.
Yep.
After making millions.
Yep.
So I think before you buy your own home, if you're ever going to, become a millionaire first.
Oh no, completely. There's so much to say for renting, because when you rent, you have flexibility.
Yeah, true.
I think that flexibility, if we're talking about the attention economy, and we're now living in a world where things are changing so rapidly. Think of how different the world was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, we had Motorola Razrs, couldn't even do a video on our phones. Now we can film Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how fast the world's changing. If you're gonna say, for 22 years, I'm gonna live at this address, you're a dummy. Because you might get an opportunity in Japan. Who knows, right? You're a dummy to do that. So I agree. I own the house I live in. No, sorry, I don't. An entity and a company, blah, blah, owns the house I live in. That was a cash. And that's only because I wanted it the way I wanted it. I want to renovate all this. I want bulletproof glass. Okay, just buy it.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. But in general, yeah, you should. Renting allows you flexibility.
Yeah.
And flexibility is very important in the modern world.
To get rich.
To get rich, you might need to have to go here, go there. You might need a month over there. You might want to go do something in Ireland for 2 months. And then also another thing about renting, especially in the Western economy, I know I shouldn't say this, and it's probably piss off your guys, but it's true. There's really very little downside to renting, because even if you don't pay your rent, they can't make you leave. Like, it's fucking clown world over here. Like, oh, you're renting 3 months, you don't even pay your rent, and you're still fucking sleeping fine.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is like, rent is fantastic. I would only recommend renting. Unless you get to the point like you, where you have so much money, you just buy it.
That's why our tenants are guests, not tenants.
Good, I like that.
So they don't have the same.
Well, I live in Romania, so we have my tenants, because I do have tenants. We have a slightly different system in Romania. We're an hour late, bro. You better pack or pay. But
you know what though? They make it really strict to try and help the tenants. But what actually happens is the landlords
gets wrecked.
No. The landlords become really strict with the vetting process.
Yeah, of course.
As for big deposits,
Yep.
My sister's trying to rent somewhere. She's a single mom, and the letting agent said we don't rent to single moms.
Yep.
Right. So
What?
what's happening is it's actually hurting the tenants.
Of course, yeah.
So it's all the things that the government do to try and help the poor often end up hurting the poor.
What
helping the
did we
rich.
say earlier about trying to give money out? The government's not capable of helping the poor. And this is why it's so important as a person you take personal responsibility and understand you're living in a world where the matrix can be cracked. You can make a bunch of money, but you need to take responsibility and do it. I will sit here and say right now on this podcast that I have hundreds of millions of dollars. And if you go to CobraTate.com, my website, CobraTate.com, you can sign up for a free email. I have an email list, and I'll send an email a day for free that will teach you how to make money. I can say that here, and of the 100,000 people who watch it, 5,000 might sign up. 95,000 will sit there, drooling, and they'll just ignore me, not sign up, and then 2 minutes later go, bro, it's so hard out here to make money. Just dumbasses.
Hey,
You're
I'm
not
at
trying.
University.
You're
I ain't gotta
fucking, you're
send
not
an email,
trying.
man.
You're like, what we were saying earlier about player versus player is absolutely not really true. If it's player versus player, and you're competing against everybody else, because you are, you're competing against everybody else.
Alright, y'all. Hey, if y'all want the rest of this, bro, PB Reacts is gonna be on PB Reacts, bro. Make sure y'all come go show love to that, bro. Y'all wanna see the rest of this, bro. But that shit funny. Hey, Tate is an intelligent being, bro. Man is